I'm just saying that basic honesty and respect are the foundations of a relationship, and if you don't have either, you're not gonna have a good time. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Nadine Speaks. If it's your first time seeing my beautiful face, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, and welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. So today I wanted to talk about something that I struggle with, and I'm sure you at home struggles with it, but that is truly knowing your value and truly knowing your self-worth and being able to accurately express that to other people and showing them exactly how you want to be treated. Now, I know it's crazy, but people can't read your mind, and you really have to let people know how you should be treated and how you should in turn be valued. Some people don't see your value, and those aren't the kinds of people you want to surround yourself with. Some people have different priorities than you, and that's okay, but a big priority for everyone should be respecting someone else's value and making sure that they're treating them accordingly. Sometimes people can say that they care about you, but I like to think that people's actions speak louder than their words, and if they truly cared for you, they would be able to respect your healthy boundaries and really help you see that you are valued. I've struggled with this a lot in my relationships. I've stayed silent to keep the peace. I internalized how I felt about the other person just to keep them happy and just to not cause any problems in a relationship. This is for any relationship, by the way. It can be a friendship, a romantic relationship, or even a relationship with your family. But if you don't accurately express your healthy boundaries with people, people aren't gonna know what you're not happy with, and they're not gonna know if they disrespected you or offended you. I know this sounds like common sense, but I've gone through my life, sometimes more times than I like to admit, I internalize what doesn't make me happy, or let's say someone's doing something in that exact moment I'm not happy and I don't agree with it. Sometimes I don't speak up, and I'm telling you here, this is your sign from the universe that you need to speak up and tell people how you deserve to be treated and valued. And once you tell them and communicate those healthy boundaries, if they don't respect them, or they don't follow through with what their words are lining up towards, then you don't need them in your life and you don't need that relationship, and that relationship is never gonna make you happy. I'm not telling you that a relationship should make you happy, but it shouldn't make you feel insecure or that you're not good enough or that you're not being valued. So let me give you some examples. What are healthy boundaries? Well, let's say you're in a relationship with someone and you want them to communicate with you more, or you want to see them more often, and they say, okay, great, I will do that. But then weeks and weeks go on end and they don't measure up to what they said, and it leaves you feeling insecure about the relationship, kind of feeling like they don't care, and ultimately it makes you feel not valued, and it makes you feel like you're not good enough for them to provide those actions towards you. It can be really hard to communicate those healthy boundaries. It can be really hard to have the courage to tell someone how you really feel at the expense of them maybe feeling not so bad for lining up with your expectations. And I'm not saying that you should have some great expectations for people. I'm just saying that basic honesty and respect are the foundations of a relationship, and if you don't have either, you're not gonna have a good time. And you can pretend for days, for years, or how long you ever want to that someone's not measuring up to your value, but you're just gonna leave yourself unhappy. I really think at the core of happiness is feeling valued, feeling cared for, and feeling like your feelings and opinions matter. And sometimes when you're in a relationship and you don't even feel comfortable expressing those things to the other person, then that's a big red flag that you don't need to be in that relationship, and that it's really not going to progress much more than that, because really the relationship will be shallow and it won't be deep on any level, because you don't really feel like you can share your deepest feelings or thoughts without them getting angry or making you feel bad. This concept was kind of the root of many relationships that I've had in the past, and really where the abuse stems from. I struggle with this because whenever I would express myself in other relationships, I felt from the other person the way it was received was more like invalidation, and you shouldn't be feeling that way, and you're crazy or you're wrong. That is not how I'm acting at all. And while that may be the case sometimes, it shouldn't be the case every time you bring up your feelings. They should take some accountability for how they've made you feel, because everyone should. That's the respectful thing to do. When someone truly values you and you're having a conversation with them and you're telling them really bluntly and truthfully your truth and how you feel, it should be well received, and they should actually be willing to change, you know, how they treat you if they truly care about you. And I'm not saying they need to change their character, but I'm just saying they can change little minute things, whether that be how many times you would like to be called, or when you want to hang out, or how to make plans. These things you should be able to communicate freely in a relationship without getting any sort of backlash or feeling like you can't. I think it's truly unacceptable for someone to treat your feelings like they're the last thing on their priority list. I really feel like if someone values and cares for you, that they should put how you feel really high, and they should respect how you feel and act accordingly. Take a look at any of your relationships. If you're feeling insecure, or pay attention how you feel when you're interacting with that person, or you leave that interaction feeling not good enough or not valued or just like stepped on and taken advantage of, that is not a relationship you want to be in. I can't tell you how many times I've stayed in a relationship because I felt like someone was going to change or get better just without me communicating how I really felt. Even sometimes with my own sister, I can't read her mind, she can't read my mind. The only way we are able to get through anything is to communicate effectively how we feel, and then from there react accordingly to accommodate that person, because we care about that. And I seriously, like, I cannot stress this enough. There are so many times I've been in a friendship or a romantic relationship, and I have honestly felt like I was gonna have a panic attack when I was telling them my feelings, and it was mostly because I was scared of how they were gonna react because of how I feel. I've always been scared to make someone else hurt or feel bad, and I'd always rather expense my own emotions than, you know, make someone feel any kind of negative towards me. But that's really not the way to live life. I've learned over the years to truly live a happy and fulfilling life, you have to respect your own boundaries and what's okay to you and what's gonna make you feel like you're valued. You have to sit with yourself, you have to get to know yourself and figure out what truly makes you happy in a relationship and what those needs are. I think time and time again, especially women, I don't mean to call the females out here, but we'll stay silent if we're not okay with something. We will not say anything just to keep the peace, and kind of in a way it's manipulating how people think of us. We'd rather just keep it all positive and have positive interactions with people than be true with people and let them know how we really feel and how we really are inside. This leads to many fake relationships, and fake relationships almost tend to make you feel like you are an imposter, and I think this sometimes leads to imposter syndrome a little bit, as not being true to who you are to other people just because you want to be well liked. It makes me sad when I think about how many times I've faked being positive around someone that I didn't like just to keep the peace. And I'm not saying you need to go on a tirade and just tell everyone to fuck off and that you don't like them if you don't like them, but I'm just saying that sometimes if you want a relationship to progress or get better, then it needs to be said. Ooh, did you just hear the thunder? I just know that if you ever want to have a good relationship with someone, it's better to get everything out on the table so that you can have a deep relationship and you can actually progress that relationship instead of it staying at a shallow level. When it comes to my own value and looking at myself and seeing what I deserve, I just reflect on the type of person that I am. I know who I am as a person, and it might take you a while to find out who you truly are and how you truly affect people. I know inside, and it's my truth, that I know I'm a caring and nice person, and I'm selfless, and I am willing to sacrifice for other people, and I do that all the time. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but sometimes in my head I get so wrapped up in some of my mistakes that I've made, and I keep punishing myself over and over again, which leads to the demise of my self-worth. I sometimes don't think that I deserve happiness, or that I just don't deserve to be valued. But I just wanted to come here today, and if you don't get anything else from my video, I want you to know that you are deserving, you are worthy, and you're valued, and do not let anyone else make you feel different. Society will make you feel different. People around you will make you feel different just because you don't measure up to who they wanted you to be. And I'm telling you, you don't need to be anyone that is in other people's mind. You need to be you for everything that you are, weird things and all, and you need to love yourself, because RuPaul, the queen, he has spoken, and he says that you truly are not gonna love anyone if you don't love yourself. And really that means valuing yourself. And I truly think that your relationship with yourself is a mirror of all your relationships. If you have a negative relationship with yourself and you treat yourself badly on the inside, it's gonna directly reflect on all your relationships on the outside, and you're pretty much doomed. You're not gonna have a good relationship because you're constantly talking to yourself negatively, so that's gonna spill over to your other relationships, and it's only gonna hurt them. In order to truly believe in your own value and to understand your self-worth, you have to set up those healthy boundaries with people. You know, people like to shed a negative light on boundaries and say, oh, she has walls up, but I'm telling you, I never wanted to be that person. I didn't want to be that person with walls up, you know, that someone had to get through. But in order to know your full value and your self-worth, you need to put up some walls. You need to put up some walls and say, look, if you don't treat me this way and this is the level that I want to be treated, like, it's over. I don't need you in my life, and you need to be okay with that. And I'm giving you the go-ahead to go do that in all your relationships. Examine them. If they're not treating you well and you feel insecure, cut it out, let it go. You don't need that in your life. And if someone asked you who told you that, tell them Nadine said it, and I'm responsible for that relationship ending, and I'll be happy to. That being said, know your value. You're a boss ass bitch, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. It's right here, and leave a comment down below of ways that you overcame dealing with feelings of insecurity and feeling like you weren't worthy. What made you realize that you were truly worth it, and what relationships did you have to cut off because of that? Let me know down below. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.